Okay. So, I mean,
Oh,
this is something that I just believe, like, generally. Like, I'm not too educated on philosophy. I'm not gonna pretend like I am too educated
I'm
on
aware.
philosophy, but no, you're not aware, because I just informed you of it.
I mean, I've observed it.
You've
Quite
observed
frankly,
nothing, and you know
I'm
nothing.
justified.
Okay.
Listen.
Oh, you're
Listen, I
justified? I thought you said we can't be justified in anything like 2 seconds ago. Wow.
well,
Anyways.
well,
Yeah,
if you were to
I
listen
don't
to what I was going
care.
to
You
say,
just
I was
spoke for
say I'm
5 minutes. I'm
justified.
gonna talk now.
You will get muted if you keep interrupting me. Shut up.
I'm gonna get
No, what I was
muted
going to
if
say.
I keep interrupting you when I'm trying to respond
Okay,
to what you're
thank
saying.
you. I was going to say, I'm justified within your worldview, right? I'm the one who's committing to the fact that there's no justification, right? That doesn't mean that suddenly you drop your worldview. If anyone were to give an argument to you, especially one that was completely valid, seemingly it's completely fine, didn't have any inconsistencies, you'd have to accept this argument regardless of whether I'm justified or not, right? Um, so that's not really an argument either, right? Um, but what I'm saying is completely consistent with your worldview. Explain why it's inconsistent. So that's where the main issue is. I'm asking why it's inconsistent, and you're unable to give me an answer. That that clearly means something, right?
Yeah, so there's a difference between holy shit, being unable to answer something because your server muted and being unable to answer something because you're just not smart enough to. Okay? Now to respond to what you said is stupid as fuck. You just said earlier that we cannot be justified in anything. And I think it was something propositions just straight up don't exist or some retarded shit like that. So if you're talking about being justified in a worldview because I haven't been attacking it or whatever, that is literally a self-defeating belief. It's stupid as fuck. Now, when we're talking about
That's not an
like,
argument. That's
sorry,
just not an
sorry,
argument.
dumbass, sorry.
You're
When
so
we're talking about
confused,
shit, like, shut the fuck up. When we're
You're
talking
so
about shit,
confused.
I'm not confused. I'm very sure. I'm not
So
confused at
delusional,
all,
man.
and I'm justified.
You need to
What I
be
say is true.
disillusioned by reality.
Yes, for sure. Anyways, so what I was saying was, so this is something I just think generally when it comes to philosophy, and I'm sure most people would probably agree. A lot of like philosophical disputes are just based off of like how people use words and how they communicate, and it kind of makes sense because communication is how we share our ideas, and all philosophy is just disputes on the fundamentals of ideas and whatnot. Okay, so given that, I believe when it comes to things being justified, a lot of those disputes are going to, I guess, use examples of like, I don't know, let's say John says, I know I'm going to get an A on that test today. Okay? Now, John cannot know that he's going to get an A on that test today because he doesn't have hindsight into the future. He could get an F for all he knows. For all he knows, that test could be like a complete fucking pop quiz that has nothing to do with anything he studied. Okay? So, given that, I don't think we would say that this person actually knows that. So, when it comes to justification, I think what people mean is like, because this is sort of like the kind of knowledge I think it's called like JTB, but like I talked to Jaro about this the other day.
You're a
He added some other shut the
moron.
fuck up.
You're a moron.
You're dumb as fuck.
You're
So it's not
so,
just,
it's
so I
so
don't just believe in
stupid.
JTB,
You're
justify
so
true belief.
stupid.
I believe in this
You're
other thing where
so
we add like another
dumb.
thing. Shut the
You're
fuck up.
you're a mental nutcase, bro. You're a nutcase, bro.
You're a fucking
You're so
idiot. I
dumb.
have like
You're,
zero
you're
concern for whatever
how
the
does
fuck
this
you
answer
say.
the? Can you tell me what the
Yeah, can you
question is?
shut the
Can you tell
fuck
me
up?
what year it is?
Yeah,
What year is it, Haram
so how about you
SpongeBob?
shut the fuck up?
What,
Yeah, it's
what's the year of the book?
2025. Shut up.
Who's the president of the United States, Haram
The
SpongeBob?
president,
Can
it's
you tell me that?
Trump, bitch.
Yo, he started trying to get that out, bro. Like you're lost, bro.
Yes,
It
stutters are
sucks.
perfectly normal for human beings, dumb fuck. So what I'm gonna say now
That's not
is,
what was
yeah, so
implied,
it's,
or
yeah,
the
I'm gonna
negation of that
continue
isn't implied
saying
by
what
what
I'm
I said.
saying. I
So
don't really care. I'm just gonna keep talking. So when we're talking about stuff like,
clearly, bro.
I don't know, something being true or whatnot, or someone being justified in a belief, like given the way that we use like, I don't know, stuff like that in like our everyday language and communication, I think for you to say like we can't be justified in anything. I mean, if you've already given an argument for it, maybe I wasn't listening.
This
Repeat the
is
argument, please, and
dumb,
thank
bro.
you.
This
If
doesn't
you
actually
haven't,
answer the
I mean, you
question.
already had like
The
a
question
self-defeating
is
thing because you
answered.
said that we can't be justified in
The question is
anything. Because like
unanswered.
propositions couldn't
The
exist
question
or
is
some shit, and
unanswered.
then you just straight up like
The
didn't
question is
explain. You
unanswered.
straight up said
The
like,
question is
well, no, you did explain it,
unanswered.
but it was rather
The
just that you
question
said
is
like,
unanswered.
uh,
The question
I'm
is
justified in my
unanswered.
belief or whatever. It was stupid as
The
fuck.
question
It
is
is a colon of how we
unanswered.
use the word justify in like our everyday language. So that's the response to what you just said.
Right. So you fucking monkey. So I asked one question to you. You had one job. You had one job, and that was to answer the question. So listen, I'm gonna make this extremely clear for you. Okay? What you told me in response to me saying that I can use the language that implies these notions, but that doesn't mean that they actually exist. You told me, okay, that I cannot use this language if I am committing to a view that they are not real. You have not given me any proof for this. You have not given me any justification for this. I asked you why usage implies existence. I even put it in chat for you so you can read, you idiot, and you still failed to answer. Okay, you are an embarrassment. You have no idea what you're talking about, and you're completely confused. You're a confused individual and a deeply troubled individual. Okay, the idea is this. Okay,
Sir, you are
any
not
of the
tracking.
justification that you use, hey, you fucking moron, you need to mute. You need to be quiet. You need to shut up. Please shut up. Bro. Holy shit. Now, the idea is, okay, it's very simple. Okay, if you're going to claim that there's some level of justification that exists, that's completely fine. You can claim this to the best of your ability. Okay, that's can be completely consistent with what you believe in. That is not a compelling reason for why I should believe in it. You fucking idiot. Do you understand that? Okay, like dog. Do you need to understand this? Okay, just because you agree with it does not mean everyone should agree with it. Okay, so saying and repeating to me your conclusion does nothing. Okay, this doesn't do anything. This is useless to me. You're wasting your own time. Do you understand? It's really as simple as that. Okay, I just want evidence, or actually not even just evidence. I'm not even asking for that yet. I want as simple as an answer to my question of why this usage would imply the existence. Please answer this, please, Haram SpongeBob.
Oh, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? You sound like an idiot. You sound like you're fucking role playing on Discord. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You're a fucking
Not
loser,
an
bro.
answer, not a
Yeah,
singular answer.
anyways,
You're
so you said
incapable of
why does
answering.
usage? You said why does
You're
usage imply
incapable of
existence?
answering.
Dumb fuck. Yes, you
You're
said why does
it's
usage
impossible.
imply? Yeah, why you said
It's
why does usage
impossible.
imply existence? Dumb fuck. So it's just like, what do you even mean by existence? Because I take existence to be a primitive. Like, how are you gonna explain existence to me real quick? What does that mean?
Are you fucking retarded? Are you fucking
Because how
retarded?
exactly am I gonna answer your question if I don't
Are
know
you
what
fucking
existence means?
retarded? When did I ever mention that existence? What are you talking about? What does
This
that
is
have to
what
do
you
with my
said, sir.
question? Are you dumb? How does
Uh
this answer my
oh,
question?
Archie's not
I,
tracking.
you answered my question with a question? Are you dumb? Like, you don't actually have an
Yeah, I need
answer.
to understand your question because you used the word
You,
existence
there's
there.
there's
If
something
I don't understand
completely
what
clear.
existence means,
There's
I
something
can't answer the
completely clear.
question.
When we talk about existence of justification, okay, when we're talking about justification, we are talking about, okay, the foundation and the reducibility of any of our claims.
Bro, can I say
What
something real
my view
quick?
is,
What's good, bro?
sure,
Bro, wait, Haram,
sure.
bro. You taking existence as a primitive doesn't stop a conversation about that. Because usually when people take it to be a primitive, all that means is they can't give a further semantic analysis, like a direct analysis. They could still explain the term via like analogy or something, right? So you do have a concept of it, and you could still give others a concept of it, or of your notion of existence by analogy or something. So like you could take it to be a primitive and still have a meaningful convo.
Yeah, but
So
yeah, I understand that, but like, if he takes it under like some different thing, then like we would have to have a convo about that because if he takes it into
well, I
other sense,
mean,
which is like
I
relevant
don't.
for answering shit, then like I should like
Can
probe
you give
into
an
that and figure out
analogy
what he
about
means.
existence? Because I have very low priors that like Archie takes existence to mean something different than what you think it means. Like I don't think y'all are gonna disagree on what existence means.
I don't know. The guy has
Just give
weird
This
us.
views.
guy
I mean,
won't
he
answer
literally
the
just said like two
question,
seconds
bro. He's a
ago. He
dog.
doesn't think
He's a
like
dog.
he
Okay,
literally just said
so
like 2 seconds ago. He doesn't think anyone can
Dog.
be justified in
He's a
anything.
dog. He's a
yeah,
dog.
no, wait, hold on. So hey, that doesn't matter. Just give an example of something you would think like to not exist and something you would take to be to exist, right? Like just give those two examples.
Okay, Goku doesn't exist. This fucking like
Oh, so
table that I'm touching does exist.
existence is just like existing in this world.
You started to just explain what existence is with the word exist, though.
Okay, okay. I mean, all right. Existence is just like occupying some on-tick status in this world. Like you could say that. Like just some physical. Are you
There's
okay?
some
Are
stuff
you
like
gonna
that.
make like some? Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, it's pretty trivial, right? Like in this world, whatever you can grant takes or obtains or whatever you could say it exists. Archie, that's what he means by existence. Do you disagree with that notion of existence?
I do not disagree.
Okay, so you guys can just speak about it, bro. Like it's fine. The convo can go on.
Like, bro, like, holy, just please answer my question. Like, I don't understand what's so hard about this. What's so troubling to understand? What
Yes, sir.
cognitive? Wait, hold on. What cognitive deficit are you going through to not be able to answer such a simple question?
So under
You-
that, under that notion, like of existence, just to answer isn't the question like, why does usage imply existence?
yes,
Why does usage
Okay, yeah.
yes.
why
So,
does usage imply existence? I mean, I
yeah,
guess
so
it's
just
I
answer
guess
why does usage imply that notion of existence? You could go ahead.
that notion. I don't think it would be that notion in specific, but that's just one of the things like we would probably agree upon, like how existence is used. Because if it's just talking about
Okay,
like taking up some occupation in our world, then like believing in the belief and not believing in the belief would both exist. So that's a contradiction, obviously. So that's incoherent.
That's begging your question. You're begging your own question. I don't take it that they exist. This is what's in question. Do you not get
Well,
that?
you don't believe that the belief
Are you
of me
crazy?
saying, sorry, can I ask a question? So you don't believe that the belief of me saying, I don't know, usage
You know
imply,
my position. Why are you questioning me? You know
sorry.
my position.
Do you
You know
think,
my position.
sorry,
You know my position.
do you think we
You know my position.
conversation, do you think we conversate in our
It's
world? Like
running,
there's some,
bro. This guy's running, bro.
do you think
This
we
guy's running, bro.
do we think we conversate in our world? Do you think that?
So this, do you want to answer? So do you want to answer the question?
Are you going to answer my question? Because this is like really
You didn't
important.
answer mine. Why would I answer yours? This is useless.
Because
You're
this is
just
important. Like,
evading.
how are we going to move on
You're just
if
evading.
you don't answer my question?
Moderating will
Okay, I'll just make the
repellent
claim.
is
Oh, wait,
bad.
no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll just make the claim. I'll just make the claim.
You're evading. You're
I think
evading. You're
conversation.
evading.
Yeah, no,
Hold
no.
on,
I think
I'll just
conversations and usage like that does like occupy some status in our world. So given that,
Why?
I
Why?
Okay,
why I don't know. It's just a primitive. It makes sense to me. I can't explain that
You,
any further. I
bro,
think it's
what?
irreducible.
you're a monkey,
I
bro.
think
You're a
it's
monkey, bro. You're a
irreducible.
monkey.
Like
You need to be put
What
I
would
down.
the
literally
You
just
need to be
explanation?
put down.
I
Wait,
literally just interact
Haram,
with
let
the world
me.
around me. I think it's a part of the world. I think it takes up status in our world.
Haram, wait,
Guys,
hold on. To move the convo along, because there's no way you think that's a primitive. Should I just like give the argument that probably you hold to and like aren't able to think of right now? Like
What's
probably
the
if you're just
argument? What's the argument?
yeah, like probably if you're just saying the conversation or the exchange of ideas exists, then is the argument just like okay ideas? If you say some verbal conversation, then obviously that's like a bunch of mouth movements that obviously exist because humans exist, mouth movements exist, all that shit,
This
right?
is all
And okay, so
presupposing that
that's
they
obviously.
exist, though.
I don't think Archie's doubting the existence of like anything. I'm pretty sure Archie's just saying like, why does usage imply existence?
Okay,
And
but okay,
I
I
was
literally said. Oh wait, I literally said. Okay, repellent. I literally said, like, I
This guy doesn't
believe
get
that
it,
like
bro.
the conversations that we're having is taking up optic
you know,
status in our
actually, let
world,
me
and
just
he was
ask.
like, I don't agree with that. That's begging the question. That's begging the question. Like,
Wait,
what?
Archie, what kind of usage are you talking? Are you saying like if a term is used, like
Okay,
why does
so
that imply that
this
it
is what I'm
exists?
saying. This is what I'm saying. In fact, the entire reason we got into this is because I told him that if I were to give an argument, right, an argument that completely justified my worldview, within his under his what's it called worldview, right? This is completely consistent with his worldview because he still holds to that justification exists. He would have no choice but to accept it. And then he told me that I can't use these words such as
Just
justification
tell me what you
and
mean
that I'm.
by. Just tell me what you mean by the question. Like, why does what you mean by
I was about to
usage?
get to it. I was about to get to it. I was about to get to it. So I was going to say,
Get to it,
what's it
chop
called?
chop.
It really got to the question. It really got to the question
Get
of
to
whether
work.
what's it called? So I'm trying to think of how to word it because of how retarded what you said was. Hey, basically
Think
this.
harder,
What he
buddy.
was
Think
saying is
harder.
when I told him, excuse me, what he was saying is when I told him that I'm justified upon his worldview, he he made the statement that because I used the word justified, that this implied the justification existing and
Oh,
that
okay.
like contradicts myself, right?
Hold
Which
on.
is stupid.
Okay, hold on. You're just asking him like, why does the usage of the term commit you to the term existing, right?
How do you use it?
Uh,
No, not the term existing, but like
Archie?
no,
Yeah,
no
because
more.
like I'm pretty sure
Sorry,
with the way,
I
yo,
just
bro,
said
I'm
no.
speaking for
Why are you still talking? I
nah,
just said no.
brother. I wasn't. The question wasn't directed towards you, Haram. The question was to Archie. I was
Oh,
asking about
I
his
thought you were
question.
talking to me. My bad. I was tripping.
No. Okay, so I was just saying, okay, because how you described it, you were questioning why the usage of the word exists. Usage of the word justification implies that justification exists, and then you generalized it. So you're just asking him, why does the usage of a term commit you to the term existing, right?
Exactly, right? Because I even give him the
Okay, yeah. So
alternative.
okay, he's not asking. Why does okay? Let's say you have a convo. He's not asking why does the convo happening or the convo being had imply that the convo itself exists. He's saying that let's say you make a proposition and in that you say like unicorns exist, right? Why does the usage of the word unicorn in that like proposition commit you to the existence of unicorns? That's
Okay.
the question that I'm asking.
Listen. He understands
What?
this. Actually, no. I'm not going to say that. He doesn't understand this. He doesn't even understand what you're saying right now, Repellent. I don't think you get the damage that has been done to his mental. This guy doesn't understand what we're saying. He's confused. He's confused.
You're the
Ask
only
him
one
what you're
who's
saying.
confused. You
What do you
said
think
stupid
Repellent is
shit.
saying?
Yeah, I'll just respond to what you just
Explain to us.
said.
What do you think Repellent is
Yeah,
saying?
how about I just respond to what you just said?
No. Respond to
No, no,
what
no,
do you
no. How
explain
about
to
you
me what
shut the
Repellent
fuck
just
up and
said?
let me respond to what you just said, please and
Explain to
thank
me what
you.
Repellent just said.
Yeah, can you
Explain
shut the
to
fuck
us.
up and let me respond to what you just said?
You can't. It's impossible. You can't do it. You can't.
Shut the fuck up, sir. Let me
You're
respond to what
laughing
you
it
just
off.
said.
You're laughing off the damage and the issues
You're
that has been done
annoying.
to,
Shut the
your
fuck up. Let me
former
respond to what you
content.
just said. So I hate talking to stupid
The only way
people.
you can respond is by answering the question that Repellent
Okay,
also
you're a
posed
stupid
because
person
he's
and talking
paraphrasing
to you
us.
is draining.
Okay,
I hate
just
talking to
repeat the
you.
question.
Can I literally just finish, like, saying what I'm saying? Like,
For,
holy shit.
yeah, for convenience,
Yeah,
just repeat.
yeah, the question was, why does you, for example, using unicorn in a sentence, commit to the existence of unicorns? Which literally isn't my argument. That's the straw man fallacy of fucking doom. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna respond to that stupid shit you just said. So, in response to that, it's just like, what was it? Yeah, so I'm not talking about like when you use words whatsoever, you automatically commit to the existence of the entities within the words. What I'm saying is, I guess I typically have experiences of people using terms in this specific way. So this is how I derive meaning from these specific terms because I think like words and shit, they all derive down to a primitive. They can just only be primitively understood. They can't be described any further in any further words. So given that people conversate in these specific ways, this is why I think if you're saying that something's justified and it's in contexts where X happens, that's why I think I don't know. What was it? What am I about to say? I'm trying to get the last word out. Trying to think about that. Yeah, it's just like what is it like? Yeah, it would just give me the impression that that is the meaning there. That is the meaning because we're having a conversation about meaning, right? Like what it means for something to be justified. Unless you think like we're having a conversation that isn't about meaning, when we're talking about a term, but a term on its own is just words unless we apply meaning to it. Anyways, respond to that, retard. Bitch.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
making a
so you've
universal
had
claim
a
about. Yeah,
excuse
I'm
me.
gonna respond to what Repellent just said
Be
in chat.
quiet. You had 120 seconds
Yeah,
to
I
give your
don't.
response and you didn't. You failed. That's embarrassing. Listen, this is something I'm gonna break down to you. Okay, I'm gonna break down to you very simply. Um, okay, you didn't respond to anything. I've already told you. Even if it's the case that you normally see people use language like this, that's not entirely your response because that's completely fine. I mean, that's not something that's inconsistent with what I'm saying. If you do take it that this tracks along with what most people would intuitively perceive um, these words to mean, sure. I mean, I guess it's fine. I don't see why this would track with anything that exists. By anything outside of sheer accident. That doesn't really make any sense to me. And then to suppose that your view escapes some concrete world, declaration, and then to make a universal that this doesn't make any sense to me as well. I just again I think you're confused. I don't know what else to say. Um, you're just fucking lost. Just I mean you agree that you no longer commit to the idea that I have to agree that these things exist if I use this language. So if that's the case, I guess the next question would be, why do I have to take it that justification exists and that these things exist? How do we arrive to such conclusions? Do you expect an argument for such? What do you want? I'm just very confused by what you're saying.
So I'm just responding to chat. I'm not gonna lie. You're just saying like stupid shit. I'm gonna talk to Repellent right now. I'll get back to you in a second.
Damn, bro. Meaningful, at least, but justification existing on its own sounds like it makes sense. Are you just saying that, like, with the way how a justification specifically is used, it's just like a primitive that, that would, like, with the way it's used, it's just a primitive that it would exist. Like,
Well,
is
like
that the
the
argument?
concept of justification itself, or something within justification, like a
or,
specific
or
justified
whatever.
belief.
Okay, yeah, like whatever you're claiming to exist, the way it's used or the way it's committed to and justification is used would primitively lead you to believe that it exists, right? Is that the same?
Yeah.
Bro, yeah, the convo progress, bro. Yeah, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. This kid's just a retard. I think I low-key just beat the fuck out of him. I look forward to our
What are
debate,
you
buddy.
talking
I'm out,
about?
buddy.
What are you even
I'm out.
talking about? You don't
Yeah,
believe that. You don't believe that, Haram.
yeah, so, yeah.
No,
I'm just
You
gonna
don't believe
I'm just gonna
that.
cash my check in.